Hello my beautiful Bitterroots and welcome to my channel, and today I have my Project Disney Princess Roulette to be read update. Now everybody's updating on the 10th. I'm going to update once I drew 7 books. If I read half of them, I'm going to do an update. So you may see videos sooner than the 10th of every month. So I've read 4 of the 7. So plus in my little town they're doing a book club right now and I'm really wanting to read that book. So I'm like, hopefully I can cross my fingers and get that color drawn so that way I can read that book. So let's go on and talk about the books for one. So the first book I finished was Asylum, and I actually gave the physical book back to my best friend. And so that was gray, and of course the book has got lots of gray on it. I will insert in here the photo of the book I'm talking about, and it's by Madeline Rowe. It is a really good book. I actually enjoyed it. There is mild language in it, so just keep that in mind if you have your kids reading it. It does have mild language. So far there's no sex involved, but I did notice that it's based off of 16-year-old children and they're acting like they're 26 years old in my book. But I'm also old-fashioned, so that's probably normal for today's standards, but for my standards alone, no thank you. But the book series is good enough that I want to continue to read more in the series, and so my best friend gave me like the rest that the 4 or 5 other books that she had by Madeline Rowe. So I'm like, okay, yay, I have a series I can read. So I definitely liked it. I thought it was going to be more ghost type thing just by looking at, like the photos. Like this is the photo for Sanctum. It kind of gave me that vibe of ghost. So I don't know. It was one of those where it just threw in a twist, and that twist that you're kind of hoping for, that special link into the asylum from the students. And in this, we were really noticing that Dan and his best friend, girlfriend, what was her name? I forgot her name. But anyway, you can really start seeing that some of the past of the asylum is coming into their current lives and how they interconnect. So it was quite interesting. So then the next book I finished was the one on my Kindle, and that was A New Day Rising by Lorraine Snelling. This was the second book of the series, the Red River of the North series, and this was a good book. It kind of was a little drawn out in places, just basically because of Ingeborg and losing her husband and some of the other stuff. It was a very good series. I definitely want to read the rest of the series, but it's Christian fiction, so it's completely clean. And I kind of liked that whole romance side of it, that where they actually tried to woo the woman, court the woman, that type of stuff. I really like that. So I finished that, and then let's see, that was 2. Then I finished The Secret of Pembroke Park, this big one. This one was really good, and I didn't want it to end. I really, really enjoyed it. So basically what happens in this book is that she makes a bad decision and tells her husband, her dad, to invest in a family member's bank, and it goes under and they lose all their money. So she puts up her dowry to use to sell their house and use to live in a smaller home, but her prettier sister is in the season. So back then it was all about the season. Once you turn a certain age, you're in a season, you go out and you basically flaunt your daughter off, trying to get her married off to somebody with status. So she had her season. She found somebody that she thought she loved. Turns out he had eyes for her sister, or what she thinks. But anyway, this guy shows up and says, hey, we have a home, we have this place, we want you to come to Pembroke Park and maintain it, live in this place. It was a nice big place. It was smaller than their current home, but bigger than what they were going to be going into. Basically, they just had to maintain it, and the owner was going to supply them with, you know, the essentials, stuff to fix up this place. But there's a secret to this, and there's a secret treasure that so many people are trying to find. So that was kind of the little ringer in the book, was about this secret treasure. So good book. I think this is a standalone book. If it's not, I'm totally gonna go read the other ones in the series, but I'm pretty sure it's a standalone book. So, but it was good. I liked it. Totally would read again. The other one I finished was You've Gotta Keep Dancing by Tim Hansel. And this one was very good. This one was about, you know, not letting your pain and your illnesses and stuff like that take over your life. It's just basically just saying, get up, be happy you are still alive, and move on with your life. And so I posted several little quotes in here that really stuck out to me on Facebook. I'm actually having my husband read it now. So yeah, definitely suggest, you know, this if you like Christian nonfiction and, you know, you're dealing with any sort of illness or anything like that. This is definitely something that I would suggest you guys read. So that was four books. And then the other three that I have not finished, I just started reading The Greater Glory by James Scott Bell. Basically, she's a young woman in the early 1900s, 1905, and she's a lawyer. And it goes on with this story that happened 20 years before, and then it goes to current day, where some weird stuff is happening and she needs to get to the bottom of it. So I'm only on chapter 3. I have my Satusa bookmark in there. So that's all the farther I've gotten in this. Now this one I'm going to actually start reading today because I finally got my paper copy in the mail. This one I only had to show you the photo in it, but I actually got my paper copy. And this one I need to read and get my review up for Jody Headland. But this is With You Always, and this is a book that I'm super, super, super duper excited about reading. One of the many immigrants struggling to survive in 1850s New York, Elise Newman knows she must take action to care for her younger sisters. So basically she ends up going into the Women's Aid Society for a seamstress. And so I will definitely update you guys after I finish this and give you my full review. Like I said, this is fresh off the presses. Oh my goodness, it smells amazing, and it's supposed to be launching here soon. I don't know what day it's supposed to hit the stands. It either hits the stands soon, June something it hits the stands. So I get her books early before they hit the stands, so that way I can read them and get my review up. So super excited about that. And the last one that I did not finish was this Bait of Satan by John Bevere. I'm on page 57, so I still have a ways to go in this. this is a good one about not letting offenses take over your life and forgiving people. So this is definitely something I would highly recommend. So now let's go on to picking 4 new books. I am hoping that I draw colors to put these 2 books in. We'll see. So I'm going to go to random.org. I'm going to type up the number and I am going to click generate and then pick some books to 14 and click generate, and we have number 14. So I already used number 14 and that was in cream. So now I have pale green. Pale green. So I'm going to mark this and then I'm going to come back with my picks. So, okay, generate. Next number is number 12. And I already used number 12. I used purple, so the next one is lavender. So lavender. Number 5 is Cinderella, so I have a choice between light blue and dark brown. So that's good. Okay, I'm going to click generate, and number 8. Number 8 is dark green or teal, and I'm going to choose teal. Yeah, I'm going to choose teal for number 8. Oh, number 8 is Merida, dark green or teal, and I'm choosing teal. So let's go with my number 14 option, which is pale green. And this is my book club one, so I'm super excited. I got copy number 6. So the color I chose was pale green. So here it is on this. So this is Hidden Figures. This is a movie that I've been wanting to watch, but I've been also wanting to read the book. It's a true story of the black female mathematicians at NASA whose calculations helped fuel some of America's greatest achievements in space. So I'm like super excited about reading this. I'm not going to be able to join the book club itself in person because I have African dance class, but the days I don't go to class, I will come to the book club thing. But that is my choice for my pale green, which is Hidden Figures. Next one, I drew number 12, which was lavender. And I'm going to pick another non-fiction choice since I finished the other non-fiction. So I chose Discover Your Kids' Spiritual Gifts, and it does have some lavender in here. So this is what I chose by Adam Stadmiller. Stadmiller? I can't read. So the Bible puts no age limits on spiritual gifts, and if all believers have spiritual gifts, as scriptures make clear we all do, an essential part of raising Christian kids is helping them discover those gifts and giving them the opportunity to use them. So super excited about reading that. Okay. So number 5 was light blue or dark brown. I'm gonna do light blue, and I'll have to add this one in because this is a book on my Kindle, and the book I am wanting to read is Hearts Stolen by Carol Kando. Unbeknownst to loved ones, a headstrong young wife is snatched off the prairie by 2 Comanche braves, carried north of the Red River and traded to their war chief for ponies. After 5 years, a small detail of Texas Rangers rides into camp, and she determines that day will bring freedom or death. She'll remain captive no more. Sissy Nightingale almost gives up hope until a company of Texas Rangers rides into Bold Eagle's peace camp. She learns they've come for the negotiated exchange of stolen white women. So I'm not going to read anymore because it's a longer thing, but I want to read that one. And then number 8, I chose teal, and we will be reading the second book of the series called Sanctum. So you guys already heard about the first one, so we'll just read book 2. So thank you guys for joining me in this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.